Parliamentary Secretary for the Central Coast, Adam Crouch, doing the honours.
A ballot has been held and I can declare that the Honourable Dominic Perrottet has been elected to the leadership position of the New South Wales Liberal Parliamentary Party. I can also confirm that the deputy position has been awarded to the Honourable Stuart Ayres. Thank you all.
It comes as Gladys Berejiklian resigned from the top job on Friday due to an ongoing ICAC investigation. Then came Transport Minister Andrew Constance's resignation, followed by the Deputy Premier Nationals leader John Barilaro.
So those people who follow New South Wales politics closely wouldn't be surprised that this has happened, probably surprised with the timing. We've had the cloud hanging over the former Premier for more than 12 months and just recently, the Deputy Premier, two of his senior staff members have moved from his office. So that's usually a sign that something's going to happen. They're in worse position now. They have two MPs. One is being investigated by police. The second one is being investigated by ICAC. They've had these three resignations. It is real turmoil. So the New South Wales rules, we can't have an election until March 2023. So they may be a sinking ship at the moment, but unfortunately, we all have to bail as quickly as we can.
Dominic Perrottet has been sworn in as the 46th New South Wales Premier. Local leaders agree he has big shoes to fill. Berejiklian, a regular visitor to the Central Coast during her tenure,
Said today that I have no memory of the Treasurer ever coming to the Central Coast. You may have interviewed him up here, but I certainly don't remember him being here. He needs to get up here as quickly as possible. He needs to affirm a commitment to the people of the Central Coast and show that he has an understanding of our economic contribution to the state. However, we'd love if he comes with his checkbook because we've got a lot of big projects that need infrastructure funding. The current council can't do it. They just don't have the money. And we can't have a situation because of council's financial position that it's 10 years before we can get new infrastructure here on the Central Coast through Central Coast Council. That's just not tenable. The government hasn't acknowledged that that's a factor. He needs to affirm that they will financially support Central Coast Council. The council is still using restricted funds because they still don't have enough money. This government's never supported, and he was the Treasurer, have never supported Central Coast Council properly and sees our rates going up.
The Nationals Party still need to elect a new leader who'll become the new Deputy Premier. However, the Shadow Minister for the Central Coast, David Harris, is calling for the reinstatement of a Central Coast Minister.
We had a Parliamentary Secretary and a Minister when we were in government. We should have someone sitting at the Cabinet table so that the needs of the Central Coast were at every decision-making session of Cabinet. Western Sydney has a Minister. Regional New South Wales has a minister, although he's now resigned. So hopefully there'll be a new person in that role when the National Party works that out. But the Central Coast, the Illawarra and the Hunter should have ministers sitting at the table as well. What I would really ask is stability. So we need to make sure that the current people that we work with remain, and Adam remains the Parliamentary Secretary for the Coast. I think that's really important.
However, Harris questions Perrottet's involvement in other controversial government matters.
The issue that we have with the new Premier is that he's got two clouds hanging over his head immediately. We had the debacle with iCare and workers' compensation and how money was used by board members and executive of that, executives of that public organisation, which got scathing remarks from not just the Auditor General, but through parliamentary inquiries. And then the second one is one that people may not know about, which is called TAHI, which is the Transport Assets Holding entity, where the government has parked billions of dollars off books. So it looked like the state was in surplus when in fact that wasn't the case. Now, Dominic Perrottet designed and oversaw the iCare workers' compensation plan, and he also was the Treasurer when the issues around TAHI came forward, which is being investigated by the Auditor General and the Parliament. Clearly, he needs to answer very strongly his role in both of those issues so that we can have clear air moving forward. We can't have another Premier with controversy hanging over their heads.
Sky Hull, Central Coast News.